Hello and welcome viewers, I am Pia and you're watching NewsX. There's some breaking news coming in at the top of this hour. More than 150 people have been injured in a fireworks accident during a temple festival near Nileswaram in Kerala's Kasargod. It is suspected that the accident took place in the storage unit near the temple at around midnight. Now, according to reports, 8 individuals have been severely injured in this accident. The injured victims have been taken to various health hospitals across Kasargod, Kannur and Mangaluru as well. With us on the broadcast to share more details is my colleague Belly Thomas. Belly, tragedy at around midnight near a temple in Kasargod. Over 150 individuals are reported to have been injured. How critical is the situation?
Pia, this incident occurred at the Veerarkavu temple where the festivities were going on. It's called Tayyam Kettu, where a scant amount of fireworks happened on Monday night, and a lot of crackers, firecrackers were stored for today's festivities. And yesterday was the first day of the festival, and it was around 3,000 people is what the district administration say that they had gathered for the festival last night, and today it would have been even double the amount of people who had come to witness the festivities there. And the incident occurred around 12 o'clock when a little amount of firecrackers were bursted by the organizers near a storage unit where around 30,000 rupees worth crackers were stored. These crackers were not high-intensity crackers is what they say now, and all of them bursted in a loud explosion which caused people run helter-skelter, and a lot of them were injured due to the stampede and not exactly burns. So around 154 people have sustained injuries, in which 97 people have been admitted to hospital, and in that 97, 8 people are said to be in critical condition, and they have been taken to various hospitals in Kannur, Kasargod and Mangaluru, and a lot of them have also gone home without taking treatment because they sustained small injuries on their hands and face is what sources say. And the district administration and the district collector is at the spot inspecting the incident, and the police have taken 2 people, a part of the organizing team of that festivities, into custody, and they are questioning as to what exactly went wrong. Now, preliminary investigation, preliminary inquiries suggest that they hadn't taken permission to store this much amount of firecrackers is what we get to know, Pia.
All right, Belly, with that, I would like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details. Meanwhile, viewers, we're shifting our focus to some interesting developments that have taken place in Maharashtra ahead of the final battle this year for the 288 seats. Now, we're being told that Shaina NC, who's been a prominent face in the Bharatiya Janata Party as its spokesperson, has now joined the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena. She's been fielded from Mumbai's Mumbadevi Assembly seat as the Mahayuti candidate. Let's, in fact, on that note, listen in to her reaction.
I'd like to thank our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and of course the leadership of the Mahayuti, Eknath Shinde ji, Devendra Fadnavis and of course Ajit Pawar, because I believe that this is an opportunity to serve my Mumbaikars, to serve my fellow citizens, and to show that we are here as Pradhan Sevaks in every field. I have been a South Mumbaikar all my life, and I realize the kind of challenges that citizens have to face, whether it's cluster development, local hygiene, or open spaces. I am committed to the people of Mumbai, as I have been for the past 20 years, and I will continue to do the same under the leadership of Eknath Shinde ji.
All right, there, of course, viewers, you've heard Shaina NC express her elation as well as her gratitude to the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra and the Deputy Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis, as well. On that note, my colleague Nitish Jha joins us on the broadcast to share more details. Nitish, high-octane developments in the political arena in Maharashtra as the battle continues to heat up. Now, of course, there were murmurs that Shaina NC was looking, she was eyeing a ticket from Worli in particular. The Kasargod has, of course, faced, they fielded Aditya Thackeray and Milind Deora as well. Take our viewers through these developments.
Yes, Laila, absolutely.
1 minute. On that note, Nitish, hold on to your thoughts. We have Shaina NC herself joining us this morning. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking out time speaking to us on NewsX. How are you feeling right now? The Mahayuti has, of course, fielded you as the candidate from the Mumbai Devi seat at the moment. You said that you're looking forward to serving the people of Mumbai.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to serving the people of Mumbai. And genuinely, I'd like to thank our Mahayuti leadership, our Honorable Chief Minister Eknath Shinde ji, our Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, Ajit Pawar ji, and of course, the most important is our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, who has set the narrative for the development of Mumbai. And as a Mumbaikar and somebody who lives in the South Mumbai Lok Sabha constituency, Mumbai Devi, Worli, Kolaba, Malabar Hill, Bhaikala are all integral parts, and I hope that we can continue to serve the way we have for the past 20 years.
Indeed, ma'am, you've said that you've been a Mumbaiker all your life. What are some of the key issues that you're looking at addressing? You've spoken about development, but is there something on your mind as well, something specific with regards to the society at large?
So if you look at Mumbai as a city, there are lots and lots of issues, but the kind of infrastructure we have seen recently with the Mahayuti government is the speed of lightning. Whether it's the coastal road, the Nhava Sheva link, the metros, the Atal Setu, the sky is the limit. For those people who have come to Mumbai as, seeking jobs and looking at it as a place of livelihood, the most Herculean task is to get affordable housing. That is a core issue even in Mumbai Devi's constituency, where there are lots of cluster redevelopments, and keeping that in mind, I would like to work for the people, also to ensure that hygiene and cleanliness, our Prime Minister's Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, is something which is looked at extremely seriously, and as a champion of my own social causes, to keep as many, even if they're limited, open spaces as possible.
Indeed, ma'am. And one last question. What are you looking at involving the citizens of Mumbai as well? I believe you've spoken about a collective consciousness. So what's your plan regarding that?
So I think most MLAs do understand, and we all respect that we are the famous of the voter. I want the voter to partake in this process of democracy. I want the voter to really be a part of this entire movement of trying to get better governance and to be stakeholders. So, for example, if there is a beautification project, I want it to be their idea and only solely executed by all of us who are in public life, because only then will we be able to get a better Mumbai, a cleaner Mumbai, and most importantly, live up to the vision of an ideal city, which is not just focusing on infrastructure, but focusing on all avenues of beautification too.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking out time, joining us on the broadcast this morning. Of course, Shaina NC will be filing her nomination today itself, so we will be keeping our eyes peeled for that as well. Meanwhile, viewers, we're shifting our focus to the national capital once again, as the air quality in the national capital continues to deteriorate. Punjab has recorded 142 cases of fresh farm fires, taking the season's count to 2,137. Meanwhile, the number of stubble burning cases in Haryana has crossed the 750 mark. So as we continue to see these cases pile up, we're also seeing simultaneously the pollution levels in the national capital rise as well. There are concerns looming at large with regards to the air quality index. In particular, Delhi has of course been shrouded by a layer of a smog over the last few weeks itself. Meanwhile, joining me on the broadcast to share more details is my colleague Kulveer Diwan. Kulveer, we're getting fresh statistics. These numbers are speaking for themselves. Punjab has recorded 142 fresh cases of farm fires, and this has taken the total count to 2137. Meanwhile, Haryana, we are seeing the number cross the 750 mark. What exactly is being done to curb stubble burning on the ground?
देखिए बिल्कुल, क्योंकि धान का सीजन है और धान के सीजन में सरकारें बेशक सख्ती बरतती हैं, नियम कानून जो है वो लागू करने की कोशिश करती हैं, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी लापरवाहियां जो है वो देखने को मिलती हैं। और जिस तरह से पंजाब की बात करें तो पंजाब को काफी ज्यादा इस मामले में घसीटा जाता है कि दिल्ली का जो एयर पोल्यूशन है वो पंजाब की वजह से हो रहा है, और यही वजह है कि पंजाब में बहुत जगह अभी भी पराली जो है उसको आग लगाई जा रही है। हालांकि पिछले 2 सालों के मुकाबले में देखें तो काफी कमी जो है स्टबल बर्निंग के मामलों में आई है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी कहीं ना कहीं एक बड़ी संख्या में अभी भी जो किसान हैं, जो लोग हैं, वो खेतों में पराली को आग लगा रहे हैं। और बीते दिवस 142 मामले सामने आए थे, जबकि इससे पहले संडे को और इससे पहले सैटरडे को भी 100 मामले से अधिक जो है वो सामने आए थे स्टबल बर्निंग के। तो कहीं ना कहीं बेशक कानून अपना काम कर रहा है, कार्रवाइयां जो है इस तरह के किसानों के खिलाफ जारी हैं, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी मामलों में ये कहें कि कमी नहीं आ रही।
All right, with that, I would like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details. Meanwhile, viewers, we're shifting our focus to some developments that we're tracking from Manipur. The Manipur police has arrested 8 militants who've been associated with illegal activities or with regards to arms exchange, and they've also restrained illegal land demarcating process at the Thobal district, along with other items that have been recovered, including arms and ammunition. Meanwhile, this is the latest development. Yesterday, of course, we've seen that a hand grenade horror was averted. There was a live grenade that was found outside the premises of a college, and this college was located very close to the Raj Bhavan. There's been infighting between militants itself. It has been observed over the last couple of days. We've seen militants from Myanmar as well as Manipur exchange fire, and now itself the forces, the security forces, cracking down against terror activities in Manipur. My colleague Nibir Dekar joins us to share the latest. Nibir, it seems that a huge cache of arms and ammunition has been recovered, and militants too have been detained.
Yes, indeed, the Manipur police have now arrested 8 members of the UNLFP who were indulging in illegal activities by threatening with illegal sophisticated arms and restraining legal land demarcation process at Thobal district. This is what the Manipur police have shared. These along with the 8 apprehension arrested members, there are also items including arms and ammunition that have been recovered from their positions, which includes AK-47, AK-57, M16 rifles, and other ammunition which has been used by these members. So this is a big arrest. However, this is not an isolated arrest. There have been repeated arrests that have been happening in Manipur over the last few weeks, and these arrests comes at a time when the situation in the state remains tense, however under control, which is what the Manipur police have stated. Along with these arrests, there is also search operation and area domination, which have been conducted by the security forces in the fringe and the vulnerable areas of the hill and the valley districts. And nakas and checkpoints have been installed in different districts of Manipur, both in hill and the valley. And the police continues to do the checks in different parts of the state to control the law and order situation. Back to you.
Indeed, Nibir, I'd like to ask a follow-up to that as well. With regards to some of the attacks that have taken place, especially the one that had taken place yesterday, where a hand live grenade was in fact recovered and a full-fledged disaster was averted. Are they deliberately tackling or targeting areas that are associated with the public at large?
Well, it is not yet clear whether these 8 arrests are linked with the hand grenade that happened yesterday. However, like you pointed, these law and order situation in the state have gone very critical ever since the violence in the state started over 17 months earlier. And yesterday there was a hand grenade that was found in front of the GB Women College, and following which there was a bomb disposal squad which came and it diffused the situation. However, this situation has caused alarms across the state because the security concerns of the students have now come to the forefront, and following which the students at the Women College also staged a protest condemning the bomb threat at their campus and demanded stronger security measures for the educational institutions. So this has been the first time ever since the Manipur violence started that we have seen a situation like that, wherein a women college was targeted by a bomb. So these security concerns have been raised at the highest level, and as such, the Manipur police have intensified the checks that they have been doing repeatedly across the state, and also the arrests that we are seeing in the recent weeks are testimony to the efforts done by the police as well as the security forces to mitigate the law and order situation in the state prevalent for more than 17 months. Back to you.
All right, Nibir, with that, I would like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details. Meanwhile, viewers, more news that we're tracking for you on the occasion of National Unity Day. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has flagged off the Unity Run organized in the national capital. On this momentous occasion, he has remembered the contributions of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Union Minister Mansukh Mandviya, Manohar Lal Khattar and Nityanand Rai, as well as Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena have also been seen in attendance. The Unity Run has witnessed the participation of thousands of enthusiastic citizens. On that note, let's in fact listen in to what Home Minister Amit Shah said on this occasion.
भाग्य की बात है कि सालों तक सरदार पटेल को भुलाने का प्रयास किया गया, सालों तक उनको भारत रत्न के उचित सम्मान से भी वंचित रखा गया, मगर देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई ने गुजरात में केवड़िया कॉलोनी में एक दुनिया का सबसे ऊंचा स्टैच्यू लगाकर सरदार पटेल की याद को चिरंजीव करने का काम किया है। और सरदार पटेल के संदेश को उन्होंने न केवल याद दिलाने का काम किया है, हर क्षेत्र में, चाहे रक्षा का क्षेत्र हो, चाहे भारत के आत्मसम्मान की बात हो, चाहे देश की एकता की बात हो, हर क्षेत्र में सरदार पटेल के दृष्टिकोण को, उनके विचार को और उनके संदेश को मूर्त रूप देने का काम हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है।
Indeed, there, of course, viewers, you've heard what the Union Home Minister has had to say. He specifically emphasized that the Unity Run is a resolution for Viksit Bharat. This is, of course, being organized on the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Meanwhile, my colleague Arzu Seth joins on the broadcast to share more details. Arzu, what was the response like on the ground? We can, of course, see the visuals on our screens itself. Thousands of enthusiastic people have come out early in the morning to run for unity, remembering Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel as well.
Well, yes, marking the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel today, Home Minister Amit Shah has flagged off the Run for Unity. Also, you can see the visuals that these people have, have get up early in the morning and have done a run for the unity. In fact, a message has been given for the unity in the country. Amit Shah has also attacked the opposition for not giving him that, Bharat Ratna and also that identity that he deserves. But also, we have some people with me. आप लोग यूनिटी के लिए रन किया है, आप लोगों ने क्या मैसेज देना चाहते हैं?
ये जो प्रोग्राम है ये भारत सरकार की तरफ से जो है ये देश की एकता और अखंडता को बनाए रखने के लिए और युवाओं को जोड़ने के लिए और देश के लिए हर वक्त तत्पर तैयार रहने के लिए ये प्रोग्राम होता है हर साल। मैं हरियाणा से हूँ और किसी काम से आया था इसलिए मैंने भी अटेंड किया ये प्रोग्राम और बहुत ही अच्छा है। इसमें हर साल युवाओं को भागीदारी मतलब बढ़ चढ़ कर हिस्सा लेना चाहिए ऐसे प्रोग्राम में।
बिल्कुल, आप लोग कितना इंस्पायर होते हैं सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल की जब बात होती है और आज आप लोगों ने हिस्सा भी लिया है रन फॉर यूनिटी में, क्या कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
थैंक यू मैम। मैम जो सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल जी उन्होंने हमारे देश को जोड़ने में एकता में बहुत उनका महत्वपूर्ण योगदान है। तो उन्हीं की याद में ये बनाया जाता है एकता दिवस और उसी के लिए हम अभी दिल्ली पुलिस में ट्रेनिंग कर रहे थे। उन्होंने बताया सर ने कि आप उसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं तो हमें बहुत खुशी हुई कि हम उस मुहिम का हिस्सा हैं जो एकता हमारे देश के लोगों को एक करने के लिए है। जो हम सपना कभी हमारे सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल जी ने देखा था वो अब पूरा हो रहा है तो बड़ा खुशी हुई हमें। थैंक यू।
और अगर बात करें तो उनकी किस चीज़ से आपको बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेरणा मिलती है? हर साल हम इस तरीके से मनाते हैं, उनका टॉलेस्ट स्टैचू जो है वो भी गुजरात में मौजूद है, किस तरीके से उनके योगदान को देखते हैं?
जिस तरह से हम सभी को पता है कि उन्होंने भारत के 500 से अधिक राज्यों को एक करके भारत को एक राष्ट्र के रूप में आगे ले आए और उन्हीं के आदर्शों को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम भी एक राष्ट्र एक देश को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम लोग आगे कदम बढ़ाते हुए चल रहे हैं।
So, Priya, here you heard the voices. In fact, I would like to show you the visuals here. This is the Major Dhyan Chand Stadium where the Unity Run has been organized today. And right now also you can see the runners have also come here and we are getting to know that they will be awarded, by the minister also here. So you can see the enthusiasm in these people. You can see a group of, the people have come here and also we will try to take their reactions also. These are the youngsters, those who are participating in this. Sir, आप लोग यूनिटी रन करके आए हैं, एक मैसेज क्या देना चाहेंगे?
बहुत बढ़िया लगा, हमें बहुत मजा आया और सबको यहाँ पे शामिल होना चाहिए था जो कि एक यूनिटी हमें दर्शाती है। बहुत मजा आया हमें।
सर कैसा लगा और क्या कुछ मैसेज देना चाहेंगे?
बहुत बढ़िया लग गया जी मन तो। मैसेज तो यो है कि बालकन फिट रहना चाहिए, रेस रास मारते रहना चाहिए और बढ़िया टाइम पास हो गया।
So this is the Run for Unity and in fact people are very enthusiastic to be the part of it. Yes.
All right, Arzu, thank you so much for joining us from the ground itself, live, taking our viewers and showcasing a flavor of what is taking place over there. You've all heard what the youth especially who's come out in large numbers has to say today morning. Meanwhile, we're shifting our focus to some news that we're tracking from Jammu and Kashmir itself. An encounter has resumed in Battal area of Aknoor. One terrorist has been neutralized in the ongoing encounter and bodies of two terrorists, I beg your pardon, have in fact been recovered. Now this comes a day after the attack on the army convoy that has taken place in the area itself. One of the canine units, one of the dogs over there had lost its life in combat itself when the terrorists had targeted our army jawans on the ground. Meanwhile, joining us live from the spot itself is my colleague Ajay Jandyal, our Jammu Bureau Chief. Ajay, what's happening on the ground?
Yes, you can see that forces, they have been deployed since yesterday and it's 24-hour and one more terrorist body has been recovered from the spot. That indicates that two terrorists is now gunned down and it is expected that the third terrorist who is hiding inside the temple, he's likely there. The forces, they are waiting for the body to be retrieved and all the terrorists, those who are hiding in that area, they has to be, their bodies has to be recovered. So forces forces, they are on the job, and BP bunkers has been used here, and forces, Indian Army and Jammu Kashmir Police, they are on the ground. They are ensuring that each and every threat has to be foiled. It was 7 in the morning yesterday when security forces, they got this input from some students that about 2 to 3 person, those who are unknown and having weapon in their hand, they are spotted inside a temple, and immediately operation was launched. And during that time, these terrorists, those who are hiding in the temple, they opened fire on vehicles of the Indian Army, including one ambulance was targeted. So that indicates that these are the terrorists, and they basically wanted to carry a similar kind of attack which they have done there in the Gulmarg area, in Kathua, Kishtwar, and Rajouri, Poonch. So it was expected that similar kind of attempt they were planning, but unfortunately they were not able to succeed in that, and on-time action of the forces have given success to them, and now 2 terrorists has been gunned down by the security forces, and operation still continues. They are trying to retrieve the bodies of all the 3 to 4 terrorists, those who are hiding in that area. 2 weapons have been recovered, and even 2 IDs also have been recovered from the possession of that second terrorist whose body has been recovered today morning. So that indicates that they seems to be the suicide attackers, and they wanted to basically carry out a major attack over here, but on-time action of the forces have foiled this attempt of these Pakistani terrorists.
Indeed, Ajay, and we've been seeing a spike in these terror attacks, especially those that are targeting civilians as well as our army convoys in Jammu in particular. Is the terrain in Jammu, the complicated terrain in Jammu, perhaps the reason now that they've focused their terror activities in the area, especially after the elections?
Before election, we have seen that several incidents has taken place there in the Kathua, Doda, Kishtwar, and even the Rajouri, Poonch area as well. And that seems that these terrorists basically wanted to, carry out, attacks, and they wanted to do maximum casualty over there. But after that, the strategy was changed, and security forces, they have, ensured that these terrorists, those who are hiding in the forest area, they has to be neutralized. They has to be, they has to be catered in such a way so that they will not be able to move. And continuous firing is going on, and visuals which you can see on the ground, these are the forces Jawan, those who are in the external cordon. And after that, what I have seen that a peaceful election was conducted by the authorities over here in the Jammu and Kashmir, whether it was parliament election or the assembly election. So that's why Pakistan seems to be frustrated, and they want to once again try to disturb peace over here in the Jammu and Kashmir, and that seems to be the reason that in the recent past several attacks has taken place in this area. You could see that how forces are moving. The Indian Army vehicles, they are going in the forward areas. Those who those who have to ensure that these terrorists will not be able to flee from that area, because 2 terrorists are gunned down, and 1 to 2 terrorists, they are possibly still hiding in this area. So that's why you could see that forces, they are started moving in the forward location, because proper search has to be done. What I was telling you, that Pakistan seems to be frustrated, and that's why Pakistan want to carry out attacks in the Kashmir region, and we have seen that similar kind of incident has taken place, like civilians were targeted in Anantnag and Shopian. Another incident which has taken place there in the Gandarbal district, where they have killed a construction worker, and 7 construction workers were killed. And after that, the incident of army convoy was attacked by the terrorists in the Gulmarg forward area. That also indicates that they basically want to carry out multiple attacks, and they have done. But now what forces they are trying to do is that those who are here in the Jammu and Kashmir, they has to be neutralized, and they also want to ensure that the terrorists, those who are basically those who have been there in the Pakistani bunkers on the line of control across the fenced area, they will not be able to infiltrate to this side. Like this attempt was made, and terrorists, they managed to cross the line of control area, but they were spotted here in a temple, and they has been neutralized by the security forces here. So this is the new strategy of the security forces, that they have to follow all the possible plan of Pakistan. that Pakistan want to push the terrorist over here in the Jammu and Kashmir. Now, fresh input says that third body also has been recovered by the terrorist, and we can now say that 3 terrorists has been gunned down by the security forces, and third body likely has been recovered by the security forces from that.
Hello and welcome viewers, I am Pia and you're watching NewsX. At the top of this hour, we are tracking some very tragic news from Kerala. At this moment, we are in fact getting to know that more than 150 people have been injured in a fireworks accident during a temple festival near Neeleswaram in Kerala's Kasargod. 3 terrorists have been neutralized in the ongoing encounters in Jammu and Kashmir's Aknoor. No respite for Delhiites as the AQI slumps to 304, putting the national capital in the very poor category for a 6th consecutive day. Punjab records 142 fresh farm fires, taking the season's count to 2,137. Meanwhile, the number of stubble burning cases in Haryana crosses the 750 mark. Israel's parliament has passed a law to ban the operations of the UNRWA in the country. 92 members of the Knesset voted in favor, meanwhile 10 voted against. All right, viewers, those of course were the top stories that we've been tracking. Meanwhile, to delve into more detail into the tragedy that has occurred in Kerala, more than 150 people have been injured in a fireworks accident during a temple festival near Neeleswaram in Kerala's Kasargod. Now, it is suspected that the accident took place in the storage unit near the temple at around midnight. According to reports, 8 individuals have been seriously injured in this accident. The injured victims have been taken to various hospitals in Kasargod, Kannur as well as Mangaluru. My colleague Belly Thomas joins us on the broadcast to share more details. Belly, what do the preliminary reports suggest? What exactly transpired at that moment? Belly, can you hear me? There seems to be an audio issue at Belly's end. Meanwhile, you can see those visuals of the tragedy on your screens. You can see people have gathered for festivities at the temple at around midnight, and you can see those fireworks go off. You can see the moment the tragedy has occurred. 8 individuals are reported to have been critically injured at this point of time. My colleague Belly, I believe the connection has been restored. What exactly transpired at that moment? Can you take our viewers through what happened?
Pia, the incident occurred around 12 midnight when the first day of this Sayyam part of temple festivities was happening at the Neeleswaram temple. It's Veerarkavu temple there, and there was a little fireworks that was bursted at around midnight, and a lot of fireworks were stored for bursting the next day, that is today, where the people would have been gathered in more numbers. So last night the population that the people who gathered for the Veerarkavu temple fest were around 3,000, and today it would have been much more, around 10,000 is what the district administration says. And so a spark that had, that fell into the storage room of this firecrackers is the cause for the accident. And there were no heavy intensity firecrackers, but all the skylit crackers were the ones that were stored, and if all of it exploded all of a sudden in one go, and that created a lot of chaos, and people started running helter-skelter at around 12 midnight, and there was absolutely chaos there, and a lot of people suffered injuries due to stampede is what we hear, more than burn injuries, and a lot of people have suffered superficial injuries to their face, to their hands, and many of them who participated in this temple festivities were women and children who come from the surrounding villages, and this is a part of a community festival there that happens, which happens. This Teyyam Kettu will happen at every house also, and every group of people belonging to a certain area. Also, something like the Ganapati Visarjan, like that. So it all happened in a sudden, all of a sudden, and the district authorities have are questioning the temple committee office bearers as to what exactly went wrong, Pia.
Indeed, Belly, now we're getting some more news. We're learning that the temple authorities have been booked for criminal negligence for storage of the firecrackers and thereby violating the norms.
Certainly, Pia, the Veerarkavu Temple Committee office bearers, the president and the secretary are at present in police custody. They are questioned as to how did they store so much amount of firecrackers very close to, in close proximity where the fireworks was happening, and there were certainly violations in the norms as to there should be a distance between the firecracker storage and the place where the firecrackers are like bursted or displayed, and the people also should be restricted to a certain distance, and they shouldn't be allowed anywhere close to either the storage of the firecrackers or where the firecrackers are at display. So all these violations are being taken into consideration by the authorities who are questioning the office bearers whether they had taken permission for actually storing these much of firecrackers, Pia.
Indeed, and we're also being told at this moment that 2 people have been taken into custody for questioning in this accident that has left 150 people injured. In particular, we're getting to know that the Veerarkavu Temple Committee office bearers are currently in custody, and this includes the committee president and secretary. What are your sources telling you?
Absolutely, Priya. So there was violations in as to decide how to accommodate these much of people next to the temple festivities. So this is a kind of a folklore that happens where a deity would be performing a dance, and there would be a lot of music that would be going on. And meanwhile, when that comes to an end, so at the midnight, that is when the firecrackers would start. So there were kind of lapses in organizing as to where these people needs to stand, and from where these people needs to watch the firecrackers. According to sources, there were people sitting on every nook and corner. You can see a compound wall where people would be sitting over that. There were people on climbed up on trees, or the compound walls of the houses and of the temple as well. So it was a very closely packed place. All of a sudden, when this huge explosion happened, and people didn't have anywhere to go, all of them, a lot of them were hearing only run and don't stand here. It is going to be even bigger. So these were the panic voices that were heard during people running helter-skelter, and that is the reason why the temple committee office bearers have been booked, because they didn't actually go through or plan or organize a safe exit or a safe place for the people who come to witness this temple festivities, Pia.
Indeed, Belly, you've spoken about the chaos, the confusion during the moment of disaster. Where once again, I'd like to inform you viewers, that is the very moment when the disaster had taken place. Belly, stay on with us. I have a couple of photos open on my system over here. I request the crew upstairs if they can show it to our viewers. That takes you through a second by a second sort of montage of what exactly took place that moment. You can see the blazing inferno on your screen at the moment. This is when the fireworks just blew apart. As Belly said, there were 3,000 people that was present on spot at that time. Next, of course, is another such visual. Here, of course, you can see the moment the blast has taken place, and it is quite the inferno. Of course, you can see a couple of people over here in these little shadows that you see on the bottom of your screens. These are people, and you can see some of them are holding phones. They're enthusiastic, perhaps even looking forward to the fireworks that were going to blow off eventually. Little did they know the disaster that was going to take place. You can see, in fact, over here, that's a selfie camera stick that an individual is using, perhaps to get a shot of the fireworks, a video of the fireworks at an angle, at a height, in order to capture it in a better manner. Here's, of course, one of the visuals on the left side of the screen. You can see the moment of the tragedy has been captured by people, and another, you can of course see people huddled around an individual who has been injured. His shirt is torn off. He has bandages as well, and he looks visibly in pain. You can see a police officer was present on the spot as well, and people, of course, coming together to help this person. This is, of course, the blaze that you can see showcasing the intensity of the blast at that point of time. Here's, of course, another shot. As I said, a load of devotees had gathered at that point of time. As Belly said, nearly 3,000 devotees had gathered to witness the fireworks show at the Veerakavu temple, which of course turned into a tragedy. A lot of them enthusiastic to capture the moments the fireworks display would occur. But of course, there was a mishap that led to this tragedy. Of course, we're getting to know that two people have been taken into custody. They are the Veerakavu temple's office bearers, the temple committee's office bearers, I beg your pardon, including the president and the secretary. Meanwhile, we're also getting to know that 8 individuals have been critically injured, and out of them, one victim is in a very, very critical condition. Belly still with us on the broadcast. We know for a fact that these victims have been taken to hospitals, not just in Kasargod, but in Kannur as well, in Mangaluru as well, in order to ensure that they receive immediate medical treatment. But we are getting to know that 8 people are in a critical condition and 1 in a very, very critical condition. Belly, can you hear me?
Absolutely. Pia, this around 154 people were the ones who sustained injuries, and 8 people have been, they are in serious condition, in which one person is said to be very critical, and a lot of them have not gone to the hospital, and they have just gone home with superficial burn injuries. This is what we heard. A lot of them suffered injuries due to the stampede incident. They have been taken to several hospitals across Kasargod, Kannur, and Mangaluru, and luckily the burn injuries were not so intense or so high because the fireworks that were the firecrackers that were stored were not of that high intensity ones, is what we gathered now. But anyhow, a large cache of fireworks being stored at in such close proximity, where so much of people would gather, that has put the temple committee office bearers into trouble now. And as we speak, the district administration, the district collector is inspecting, and they are trying to assess like how much of damage has happened. the roof of the shed where the firecrackers were stored that was blown away, and now, like the authorities also told us that if this is to were to happen today, when more than 10,000 people would have to gathered at that temple, it would have been even more big, and the casualties would have been much more higher. So this is what the district authorities, as of now, taking stock of situation, are giving us to understand. Priya.
Indeed, Belly, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details. Viewers, on that note, Kasargod, a member of parliament, Raj Mohan Unnithan, has also spoken to the media about the incident. He stated that the Theyyam festival is a custom of the people of North Malabar, and the police were not vigilant about this. This is what he's had to say. Let's in fact listen in to his statement.
Shocking news was heard from Kasargod district in Nileshwaram. Around 154 people were injured, and they were admitted in different hospitals of Kasargod as well as Kannur and Mangalapuram hospitals. You know, in northern Malabar, it is a custom. This Theyyam festival is a custom of northern Malabar people. Every family is conducting this Theyyam in every Taravadu. In English, Malayalam, we are saying that Taravadu. In every Taravadu, they are conducting this Theyyam. And the Theyyam starts from this temple, this Virar Cow temple. This is the starting of this year's temple, Theyyam. And it ends at Mannampurathu Kavu. So, the festival, Theyyam festival.
All right, viewers, there of course we've heard what the Member of Parliament for Kasargod has to say. That's all that we're tracking from Kerala at this point of time. Once again, I would like to thank Belly for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those updates. We will come back to this story